Greeting interwebs, Jack and Katie, and welcome for another edition of Game Chill. Apologies in advance for two short post-commentated episodes in a row. Are we calling Game Chill episodes? But I'm just noticing now that it's the second week of November, and I was gonna wait until the weekend to record this because things are finally starting to settle down. But Community Day is this upcoming weekend, so I figure I'd just get this done and over with now. That way we're not waiting till the very end of the month before I actually get around to making this sort of update. Basically, I can already tell time's really sneaking up on me this month, and I want to have a Game Chill of some sort recorded and edited before the month is entirely over. So first and foremost, for anyone who hasn't checked out the YouTube calendar yet, it's a little late, but I guess better late than never. You saw how I premiered Pokemon XG in the first week of the month, and going forward for the rest of the time frame, it's going to be Dawn Jin on Mondays and Fridays, and Pokemon XG every Wednesday. Just for those first two episodes, I noticed that they were pretty small as is, at least compared to a bunch of the later ones. So I figured that first week was a good time of setting to do 2 episodes in 1 week. Saturday and Sunday are per usual. VODs and miscellaneous stuffs on the Saturdays and shorts on the Sundays. I've been kind of on and off of the streaming, but I'm hoping to get back into the habit of it this month with like Saturday evening streams of Golden Sun Dungeon recordings over on Twitch. And I'm going to try to get back to doing twice a week streaming to some degree. Streams during the work week are kind of rough, but there is a lot I want to stream, so if I could somehow do 2 streams a week, that would be a perfect way to go through those ideas rather than choose between neglecting finishing up Dawn of Jin and actually doing one of those ideas. Especially because I want to explore more an idea of doing miscellaneous streams on YouTube rather than Twitch, just so I can save myself a little time with not worrying about exporting it over, editing it down. I could just leave the VOD as is if I had no plans to edit the stream into something else in the first place. Besides, I did a test stream on YouTube not too long ago, and it was pretty fun, so I want to do it more. Still can't believe it was like 3 freaking years since the last time I did a YouTube stream. I think I'm still going to do Dawn of Jin over on Twitch. Mostly because I started it on Twitch and it would be confusing to start it on a completely different platform in the middle of the playthrough. But also because since Dawn is more of a live recording session than it is a live stream to me, I don't mind if people don't show up for the live stream or just lurk. It would make it easier to turn into a commentated playthrough without worrying about having to edit around the chat in a way that the commentary would still make sense, but it wouldn't be too jarring for someone watching after the fact. Overall, it does feel like if I actually want people to join in on the live stream, I'm better off streaming on YouTube rather than Twitch. Granted, I'm saying that only after 1 YouTube stream. But ironically enough, that's still more interaction I've had with my audience than pretty much any live streaming I've done on Twitch for the past few months at least, if not longer. So that alone makes me strongly consider trying to put more of my streaming focus onto YouTube and just find a way to separate the VODs from the live stream that doesn't either seem too jarring to viewers or mess up the algorithm. I'm not too worried if I break the unspoken rules of the algorithm, just because like it's not really gonna matter if I do it or not. That's like one of the few luxuries of the state of the channel at the moment. But I don't think it hurts if I take that stuff into mind before making radical new changes to the way I do things. So for now, all this really means for you all is, if I'm doing a one-off stream or something miscellaneous I don't plan to make into a video, I'll probably just stream it directly onto YouTube, while Dawn and Jin and possibly other future playthroughs that I decide to stream as well will probably keep going up on Twitch. I'll at least reconsider it once I actually finish getting through Dawn and Jin. And that's a detail I felt the need to bring up because I do got a strong feeling there's going to be a lot of things coming up in the future that I want to do one-off streams for, or miscellaneous streams. For example, I got some excellent news. I've been wanting to stream a mod of Paper Mario The 1000-Year Door called Infinite Pit for ages now, but a big reason why I never did that was, how do I say this without getting into too much talk of the E word? Let's just say I wasn't having too much luck getting 1000-Year Door to work through the processes that I normally would play GameCube mods at. But I guess through an update of the software or something, that works now. Therefore, Infinite Pit works now. So that's honestly probably going to be my first miscellaneous stream. I don't know for sure when it will be. It's very possible that it will have already happened by the time you're getting this game in Chil, because I do want it to be one of the first miscellaneous streams I try out. Again, it's just hard for me to stream on the work week because I never know how I'm gonna feel after work. There's days like today where I just felt like doing nothing, that work, current events, and the way my body's been have just drained me completely, and when I'm drained, one of the first things to go is my desire to talk. I'm only even able to do this game chill today because I spent like most of the evening playing Inscription and chilling. So of course now, like an hour or two before I want to get ready for bed, I'm actually feeling like being productive, so screw it, I want to at least do something to feel like I was accomplished something today. So here I am recording Game and Chill. If this doesn't go on too long with me just rambling about updates, maybe I'll talk more about that game, because it's been surprisingly fun. But yeah, I'm thinking if I'm feeling up to it, I'll even do it tomorrow. Tomorrow is as I'm recording, which would be well in the past by the time you're seeing this. But we'll see. And assuming it all works well when I'm doing this, it probably won't even be the last time I do Infinite Pit. A lot of the charm of Infinite Pit is just, it basically turns the Pit of 100 Trials into a roguelike, so there's a good chunk of replayability. If you see in my Black Pit streams, it'll be very similar to that, to those types of streams, but in 1000-Year Door. And considering it's probably been at least a decade since I've last touched 1000-Year Door, I think it would be a fun way to actually get back into the mechanics of those games. Because there's some fun stuff that seems to be right around the corner with 1000-Year Door, so if I can refresh myself on the mechanics of 1000-Year Door before that point in time, that'd be a fantastic way to do so. On to tangent of future projects. I already have a good idea of what I want to do once I finish streaming Dawn and Jin for like a next playthrough. I'm not going to bring it up now because there's still a chance I could change my mind, but it is something I've been meaning to get around to. And I think any upcoming Paper Mario fans in the channel might enjoy it. Speaking of Paper Mario, I don't really have too much to talk about in regards to progress between Sweet Expedition and Dawn and Jin 2.0. Ever since finishing the Halloween mod, I've overall been just taking a break from those projects. I kind of crammed a little too much to try to get that done by Halloween. So I'm just slowly easing myself back to working on those other projects. Especially because I've had a lot to enjoy just casually on my own off screen. And I guess on screen too, because I was counting all the recordings I've been doing for Pokemon XG. That's been a real fun playthrough so far. And I've definitely been binging recording just to play more of it. I have been making progress on the one video. At this rate, with how long it's taking videos of Sweet Expedition that I wanted to edit and finish before fully resuming progress on Sweet Expedition. And I've been using it as like a pseudo playtest to catch some spelling errors and fix minor things along the way too. So it's not like I've been doing completely nothing regarding those projects. I've just been taking it very slowly. I feel kind of bad for anyone that's actually following it, because at the rate I'm going, Sweet Expedition Director's Cut will probably be done by the time one of these other bigger Paper Mario mods that are playthrough the entire game get released. It's just the nature of the beast of having a full-time job and juggling other projects both in other games, and the fact that I try to do consistent YouTube playthroughs as well. Hopefully I'm not dragging on a point. I just want to emphasize that I constantly get worried that if I take too long to actually make it, people might end up thinking that it's bigger than it actually is and end up being disappointed by the end result as a result. Doesn't help that as it stands, there's definitely a lot more focus on playing around with new mechanics and introducing new types of gameplay rather than extending the length of the game. I already feel kind of bad because I had some ideas of making new maps and that to extend the project into its own thing, but playing around more with Star Rod and similar tools, I'm not sure if I'm actually going to be able to put any of those ideas into motions. So there is a chance it might end up being the same game as the Game Jam release, just a lot more polished and with a lot more tools to play around with. Got some ideas of how I can extend that gameplay, even if I don't make anything new. But I don't want to talk too much about that until I know I'm actually going to go through with it. Anyways, if I keep going at the rate I am, I do think I'll be able to at least release a video or two showing off my current progress in Sweet Expedition. Once I do that, and complete my goal of having a video recording of Sweet Expedition around the state I wanted to have it for the Game Jam, then I feel I'll be able to get a lot more creative and mess around with things visually. And once I start doing that, I'll probably feel better about the project, as it'll start feeling more distinct from the Game Jam release. That's basically why I want to do a video instead of just releasing a beta patch of Sweet Expedition, because I mostly just want to make this video for my own self-preservation purposes, and I don't want to waste people's time playing two versions of a mod that feel very similar to each other, even if there is a distinct visual difference between one and the other. I'll revisit this topic as I make more progress in Sweet Expedition and that video. There is a chance that I might reconsider certain things. Since the few times I've really been messing with modding have been with Sweet Expedition, I don't really have too much to update on Donagen either. This is a good time to bring up that now that things kind of calmed down for me, I have been doing weekly vlogs on the website as well. So those might give you more details of the progress I make every week, because I am doing those on a weekly basis rather than a monthly basis. So it's a lot easier to remember what happened the past week rather than the past month. Bringing that up because I don't really got too much to talk about with Donagen. Most of my work with Donagen lately has been just updating documents just for self-reference, and to try to get feedback from others in the Golden Sun modding community for the sake of balancing. Even that's been a little bit since I've last visited though. Again, past couple weeks, mostly just been chilling and doing whatever brings me the most enjoyment, rather than what makes me feel the most productive or is the most productive. That's about all I really have for updates. And while this hasn't been a long gaming chill, because it's post-commentated and I felt the need to retake several parts of my commentary for this, it's been going on longer than it looks. So I'm gonna just end it off here, and maybe we can chat more about the things I've been doing with my free time another time. So I've been Jackie K, and I'll see y'all later. Take care.